Welcome to Coach's Corner, everybody. I'm your host, Coach Trip, along with my buddy, Coach Hobbs.
All right.
Coach Mark Hobley, Coach Paul Tripoli here for Local Sports Report on Thursday, week 6 of the high school season already, Hobbs. It's half over.
It's over.
Half over.
Done. Let's start the playoffs.
Well, the playoffs are wrapping up here in the Pensacola area. And let's start out with the games of the week for tomorrow night, Friday Night Lights. In 1-4S, Pace 3-1, and number 7 in the state at Gulf Breeze, who's 2-2. I think this is one of the most interesting games of the week, Hobbs.
Sure.
Pace had a week to prepare. Gulf Breeze laid 73 points on Milton 2 weeks ago. This is going to be an interesting dichotomy of different styles of teams. Pace is a, grinded running team that want to eat up the clock. Gulf Breeze is spread you out, throw, get as many possessions as they can. So I think Pace is going to try to limit possessions, but I think this game's going to be close.
I'm looking at Pace, probably 6.5 points. Obviously, Pace is going to want to dominate the line of scrimmage and the time of possession. Should be a very good ball game.
All right, 3S Suburban, okay? Washington 1-2, at Escambia 3-1. The Gators have improved every week and are playing better than they have the whole year, even better than Pine Forest, because Pine Forest trending down and Escambia is trending up.
Exactly. Escambia's throwing up back-to-back shutouts, and the quarterback's only throwing one interception.
Yup.
And Coach Bennett asked for a packed house out there for the Booker T. Washington game. Look for Escambia to win by 17.
All righty. So we move on. 3S takes on a 4S team. Milton and 3 Suburban, 2-3 on the year. They travel over to Tate, who's a 4S team. Tate is 2-2. And here's another teams that are trending down and trending up. Milton trending down, Tate trending up. Milton's got a young team, though. Let's give them a little bit of credit. They only have 4 or 5, I think, senior starters on both sides of the ball. So they're learning as they go. Coach Summerford, Rhett Summerford at Tate, has Tate trending in the right direction. And I think they're going to have, I want to shout out, tell everybody they're going to have a reunion, I think, for the 1983 team at Tate. Friday night, I got to go there. I wonder if Rocky's not on the 83. Rocky was on the late 70s teams, early 80 team. Rocky called it, or 80, 81, I think.
The year of the 80, they were number 4 in the country.
Shout out to Rocky Colburn, his brother Hank, who's coach here. Rocky's one of the toughest guys I ever met in my life, and unassuming is one of the most unassuming people I've ever met. All right, so let's go on. We think Tate's going to win that game. I do.
Yes.
Walton, number 2 in the state. Walton 4-0. Number 2 in District 1-2S, in that classification, I should say. 2S, 2 Suburban, and this is a district game as West Florida is also in 2 Suburban. They're 2-2. Last week, West Florida was trailing Pine Forest by 3 points when senior linebacker for the Jags, Deshaun Mall, intercepted a pass, put an end to their threat. That was a huge upset. West Florida beating Pine Forest last week. Congrats to Coach Lees.
Coach Lees, they're doing a great job over there, but this is definitely a trap game. I know Coach Lee's going to want to have them ready to go, but it's tough to get those guys to come back and give that type of effort.
You taking Walton or West Florida?
I took West Florida by 2.5, but it wouldn't shock me to see Walton win this game.
Me either. This is going to be a close game, folks.
Yes.
The number 2 team against number 26. We're picking number 26 West Florida to upset them.
Yes.
So they're at home. West Florida's at home. Interesting game. All right, 1-2S, PHS, 0-4, hasn't even scored a point at number 10 in the state. Catholic, 3-1. Catholic got humbled last week by a team from Georgia who laid 56 on them, 56-20. That kid could throw it up.
Yes, sir.
Better than you've seen in quite a few decades here.
Last time we saw someone in Pensacola, Florida was 1972. The Leon Lions, led by Gene Cox. Okay.
Wow.
That's Jimmy Jordan, Wally Woodham, Kurt Unblock, You know those great names from the great Florida State teams.
Yep.
That's the last time we've seen somebody slinging around here for 70 times.
Wally Woodham was a good one.
Yes, sir.
All right, so let's move. We're going to take Catholic 1, 3S, 3 Suburban, Fort Walton Beach 3-2, at Pine Forest 3-2, and after scoring 141 points in the first 3 games, but the Pine Forest Eagles have only put up 37 in their last 2 games, both losses. So they trending down. You're going to have to rebound here, and I think they will against Fort Walton Beach.
Yeah, they're still rebuilding over there at Fort Walton Beach. Look for Pine Forest to handle these guys here and get well back at home.
Okay, one rule. Okay, Northview 1-3, at Alberta 1-3. 2 teams struggle to make the playoffs. Somebody's not used to being that. Hang in there, Wes. 1-3. I'm taking Northview. I'm taking
they get well this week. Look for Northview to put some wins together here.
All right, and then we go down to Jay and Destin. Really, 2 undefeated, the only undefeated teams facing off in the area. Jay's 4-0, and they're traveling over to Destin, who's 5-0. Both of these teams having great years. I think this game's going to be really close, and I'm changing my pick to Destin because of their coach. No, not because of their coach. Because Brian Watson's doing a heck of a job at Jay, man.
Exactly.
4-0. This is going to be a close game. I think it's going to come right down to the last possession. It could very well.
Well, you know, E.J. Green started that program over Destin, and Brian Watson would probably be up for Coach of the Year right now at Jay. And so
2 good coaches.
2 great coaches right here. I have Destin favored by a half a point only because they're playing at home.
Oh, good pick, Coach. All right, Niceville 4S, number 6 in the state, and 4S. They're 4-1. They host 1-3 Crestview. Niceville beat Choctaw by 3 touchdowns last week. Yeah,
on the wrong side of that one, huh?
Wow, holy cow! All right, so that wraps up our high school recap and picks for Friday Night Lights. Let's talk a little college football now. First, some local schools of area. South Alabama Jags, only an hour away in Mobile. They're 2-2. They're traveling to James Madison, who's 4-0, tied with Georgia State in the Sun Belt Conference in the Eastern Division. And I don't know why nobody's talking about the Jags beating Oklahoma State 33-7 a couple of weeks ago. Maybe because they're 2-2, they had a couple of tough losses. Georgia State's beating UConn, Charlotte, Coastal Carolina. So Georgia State can play. If I had to pick between, that was Georgia State. And yeah, James Madison's 4-0. I don't know who's going to win this game. I don't know the teams well enough. I don't know James Madison.
I think James Madison's favored about 2.5, maybe a little less than that.
It's that close, huh?
Yeah, it's that close. James Madison had a big win last week, and obviously South Alabama played well at Oklahoma State, beat the brakes off of.
Yeah, South Alabama has lost to Tulane, which is no shame. Top 25 in Central Michigan last week by a squeaker. Troy 2-2 at Georgia State. Georgia State's 4-0 as well as James Madison.
Yes,
in the Sun Belt Conference. They beat UConn, Charlotte, Coastal Carolina, and Rhode Island. Georgia State has. So Troy's 2-2, got the work cut out for them. Troy, South Alabama game we want to mention is November 2nd in Troy.
All right,
Argos, UWF Argos, go Argos. I think they moved up to one spot, the number 6 in the country.
Maybe number 4.
Oh, is it moved up after beating West Georgia last week, 49-21. Pee Wee Jarrett just went off for 3 touchdowns. And they congratulations to them. They're on the road this week. The Argos are. They travel to North Greenville for a 6:00 kickoff on Saturday. North Greenville's 2-2. So Argos should have no problem if they take care of business. And we'll see what kind of consistency and what kind of road team they are.
Yeah.
After a few home games.
Exactly.
All right. Wraps up with local. Now let's talk college football top 25. Folks, you want to hear this? I went 15-4 last week against the spread. 15-4. I hope somebody laid some money and won some money. Hobbs, you went 14-5. Unbelievable. Now, we were behind the first 3 weeks. We'll admit it because the first 2-3 weeks are the toughest to pick. But that's killing it, man. That's killing it, Hobbs. I'm 30 and 22, 55% on the year. Hobbs, you're 28, 24, 52%. Let's start it out. Georgia, 14.5-point favorites over Auburn, 2:30 on CBS.
I like Georgia.
I do too. Taking Georgia. Squeak by. Michigan. I know they're 0-3-1 against the spread this year, but Harbaugh's back. They did a little better last week. 18-point favorites at Nebraska, 2:30 on Fox. I think Michigan gets it rolling. I'm taking Michigan.
I don't trust Harbaugh.
Hobbs got Nebraska.
I got to take the points.
All right. Now, this is a close one. Texas, 17 points given up, hosting Kansas, 2:30 on ABC. I don't know. I think Kansas, I like that quarterback, Jaden. I just like to keep it within. I think it's going to be a close game. I think they lose, Kansas lose, but I'm taking them to cover the spread.
I like the points in at home.
Okay. All right. Ohio State's a bye. FSU's a bye week. Penn State at number 6, 26-point favorites at Northwestern, 11 o'clock on the Big Ten. I'm taking Northwestern to stay within 26 points. Hobbs, you
I
are
like
too?
the dog and the points and home.
Yep. All right. Washington, 17.5-point favorites at Arizona. Washington is rolling, man. Penix Jr. is a Heisman Trophy candidate. They're killing teams. 17 points, I don't think is enough. I'm taking Washington.
Washington is the third best team in the country behind Georgia and FSU.
Yeah.
It's probably Georgia, FSU, Washington, and Oregon are the top 4 teams. Washington,
right.
Look for Washington to be in the Final Four.
All right. Good pick. Good prediction. All right. 8-team USC. They are traveling to Colorado, 23-point favorites. I know we've been up and down on Colorado. We lost last week, but I think they're going to stay within 23 of USC.
I didn't lose. I bet the house against Colorado last week.
Okay.
Yeah. I bet the house against Colorado this week. I forgot. Cam Kelly is the defensive coordinator at Colorado. And you FSU fans remember. Yeah, it's the same guy. I don't know how he keeps getting jobs. They're going to get beat by 40 tomorrow.
Okay.
Give me USC.
Oregon, 27 over Stanford. Oregon's just killing everybody. Ex-Auburn guy, Bo Nix, is just in the Heisman Trophy candidacy. I like Oregon rolling again over Stanford. Stanford's just not very good.
Not very good. Give me Oregon.
All right, you got Oregon. All right, we got Oregon State is hosting Utah. I don't know if Cam Rising is playing yet. I thought he was going to be playing by now, but they keep winning. They're 3-point underdogs at Oregon State. And this is Friday night game. I'm taking Oregon State at home.
I'll ride with you there.
Okay. Notre Dame at Duke. This is another psychological game. How are they going to handle the big loss to Ohio State? I was telling Hobbs earlier when I was at Alabama, we were up there ranked high in the country, 3-4-0, went to Penn State, lost a squeaker because there was no instant replay. Preston Gothard, you caught that touchdown in the back of the end zone. And then our minds weren't right. We lost to Tennessee the next week. So I'm afraid that might happen to Notre Dame, but no. Duke cannot throw it. They're a running team. Notre Dame will stop the run. That's what Notre Dame wants to do. I'm taking Notre Dame, 5.5-point spread. I'll
take the guy on the opposite side of the Notre Dame coach, which is Cutcliffe, I think. He's not
smarter.
There.
Yeah. I mean, come on, you can't have 10 guys on the field at the critical point. And that's exactly where they ran to, the guy that was supposed to be on the field. Yeah,
that was awful.
Isn't that funny how you got 11 guys on there and you have one guy that's not there or doesn't do his job, and that's where they go with the ball. It's funny how that happens.
Well, they were in a 1 and a 9 on goal line last week against Ohio State, which is awful. That is completely awful. And they had a guy outside of the 9 as well. You want Ryan Day on the opposite side of you, and this guy runs to the right. He runs away from that. The first on third down, he runs away from that. But on 4th down, he runs toward that where Notre Dame has made a big blunder. And
come on, that's coaching. You can't have that happen in
unexcusable
college ball. All right, Alabama at giving up 14.5 at Mississippi State. I never pick against Alabama, and I win 75% of the time. So I'm going Bama over Mississippi State by 3 touchdowns.
Give me the dogs and the points.
Okay. LSU 3-1, -3 at Ole Miss. I just don't know about this game. Anything can happen at Ole Miss if he gets the ball rolling. LSU's explosive. Both these teams are explosive. I think it's going to be a high-scoring game. LSU would try to slow it down a little bit, but I'm taking LSU in a squeaker.
I like LSU as well.
Okay.
Yeah, LSU, I think, in a blowout.
Okay. Oklahoma 4-0, giving up 20 to Iowa State. Iowa State's just horrible. Oklahoma can score a ton of points. I'm taking Oklahoma.
I'm riding with you there.
That's how we went 15-4 last week. All right. So then, North Carolina's on a bye week. Washington State's on a bye week. The next game's going down the list. Tennessee, 3-1, 12.5-point favorites, hosting South Carolina. Now, what South Carolina team's going to show up and what Tennessee team's going to show up? Who knows with those? I don't like picking inconsistent teams. If you're inconsistently bad, okay, you suck. If you're consistently good, then you can roll with them and feel confident about it. But neither of these teams, I don't know who's going to show up. I think South Carolina will stay within 12 of Tennessee.
I like South Carolina. Give me Rattler.
Okay. Florida, 2.5-point underdogs to Kentucky. When I looked at the spreads, moved all over. It was a pick 'em early. Now it's almost up to 3 + 3. I don't know why I'm picking Florida. I don't have any idea. They let me down over and over and over again. It's at Kentucky. I'm going with Kentucky. I'm changing my pick again. I just have no confidence. I wanted to pick Florida.
Yeah, that spread. That spread's kind of jumped around there. Florida never plays well at Kentucky.
No.
Never, ever. Give me Kentucky outright.
Missouri 4-0, 13.5-point favorites over at Vandy. Doesn't matter. Vandy can't score. I mean, I don't know why it's 13. I'm taking Missouri in a blowout.
Yes, they'll cover those points easily. I rode with Vandy against UNLV and got hammered. So I'm upset with Vandy from 2
I
weeks
know,
ago.
man. Hey, Florida State's done it to me last year. The Gators have done it to me. Auburn, I don't usually pick Auburn. All right, Clemson 2-2. 2-2, -7 at Syracuse at the Carrier Dome. An air conditioning. It's called that's an air conditioning company, and the dome has no air conditioning. My God, they call Syracuse University football team. When they get in the dome, they don't play football. Oh, I just had to give it to my Syracuse. I'm sorry about that, Syracuse fans. Syracuse was 4-0. They started out 6-0 last year. And I think they ended up 6-6.
There you go. See,
I'm sorry, Syracuse. I'm picking Clemson. Sorry.
Clemson has still got a real good football team.
Yeah. We don't know anything about Syracuse, really.
Right, but I'll take the points and Syracuse at home. I'm thinking Clemson already knows their season is over. The
All right.
ACC is
I'm
over.
doing it. I'm doing it right here on camera. I'm changing my pick to Syracuse. I love their quarterback. They're tough in the dome. Let's rock that dome and finally beat Clemson. We were watching the game at Alabama Tuscaloosa last year, watching the Syracuse.
And they should have won that game.
Should have won that game. And
yes.
I was surrounded by Syracuse fans. And it was before the Alabama game. We were going to walk over to the stadium, and Syracuse blew it. And I told them all, don't worry, guys. Alabama won't let us down. And they just gave me the business. Alabama will not let you down, guys. We're going to take the win.
We'll do the
take,
job.
Yeah, it'll be a good night.
Could.
Yeah, it'll be a better night than it is day. Hey, Hobbs, thanks for a good
Yes,
local
sir.
sports report. Hope everybody enjoyed it. Don't want to miss Saturday's show with Jim Bunch. That's right. All-American offensive lineman at Alabama. He's hilarious. You don't want to miss that. Thanks for everybody for watching, and stay tuned for these important messages. Without these great sponsors, this just wouldn't happen.
There's a reason why Hill Kelly in Pensacola is the #1 selling Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram dealer between Jacksonville and New Orleans. While other dealers have taken advantage of a competitive market with higher prices, Hill Kelly has discounted prices to the lowest of the year. And Hill Kelly in Pensacola won't surprise you with excessive charges beyond the selling price. Come see why people from Milton, Pace, Foley, Bay Minette, Daphne, Gulf Shores, Mobile, and beyond are driving to Hill Kelly in Pensacola to buy their next new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, or Ram. At Hill Kelly, the bottom line price and your satisfaction are what really matter. So before you sign, check the bottom line and make the trip to Hill Kelly in Pensacola to see what true local ownership can do for you. At Hill Kelly Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram, Highway 29 in Car City, Pensacola. Or shop online 24/7 at hillkellydodge.com. When it comes to bottom line pricing, nobody beats a Hill Kelly deal. Nobody.
Hey, Bill, some game, huh?
I haven't really noticed, Paul.
What? The biggest game of the year?
I've been looking over my insurance. Talk about problems I'm trying to figure out.
Well, do what I did. Call the Seiler Agency. They showed me what I needed and what I didn't. They even saved me money. Now, instead of worrying about my insurance, I can worry about the big game.
Contact the Seiler Agency at 476-7443 for all of your insurance needs. Your independent agent for home, auto, boat, RV, commercial, general liability, life, and sound investment strategies. Call 476-7443 today.
Are you riding around in a filthy vehicle? Dirty car no more. Visit Ronnie's Car Wash today to get it shining in no time. They have 3 convenient locations with another coming soon. The unlimited monthly wash packages start as low as $14.95 per month with free vacuums, multi-purpose spray and towels. Visit them in Gulf Breeze, Navarre, Fort Walton, and soon Crestview. Don't wait, wash today. Be sure to see Ronnie's Car Wash on Facebook to see the latest specials and discounts. You'll be riding and shining in no time.
Step One works so hard to get you in the perfect car. Looking for a better car buying experience? With a Step One Advantage from Buick GMC, Fort Walton Beach, and Pensacola, receive no-hassle market-based pricing or incentives by pre-ordering. Looking to sell or trade? Our dedicated team will even come to you. Plus, every vehicle sold at Step One supports local charities right in your neighborhood. Experience the Step One Advantage at Buick GMC, Fort Walton Beach, and Pensacola today.
Did you know there's a place where you can get good neighbor service and surprisingly great rates on your home and auto insurance? Yep, and that place is, ta-da, State Farm. Here's the deal. State Farm agent Will Rentschler is your go-to agent in Pensacola, Florida for the service you deserve at the price that you want. So stop shopping around. State Farm agent Will Rentschler has you covered. Call 850-433-4678 for your surprisingly great rates today. Like a good neighbor, State Farm is there. Legal disclaimer, individual premiums will vary by customer. All applicants subject to State Farm underwriting requirements.